Hello, and welcome to Phulishone Develops Wildcraft, because I don't have a better title. And it's what I'm doing. A lot of people have asked me about quests, a lot of people like taking quests, a lot of people like dungeons. I haven't streamed in a long time, since 1.12. I normally try to stream about once or twice a week, now that I have something to do and everything's up and running. But I'm here to work on a quest, and it's going to be handed out by this guy here. It is going to be a mini dungeon. It's going to be more than your basic level quest, more than just go gather 64, get reward. This is go someplace, kill some things, trigger some things, come back, and this one will open up another quest. So we are going to do the single most cliche thing that you can do in any RPG scenario: go down to the well and kill some giant rats, because that puts a grin on my face. So if you don't know how to create an NPC, there's lots of tutorials out there. But let's start off with linking this guy right here. We need to open it up. Quest. So to pull it up, you pull up Quest Editor. We are going to create a new quest. This is the name that everyone can see. You cannot use special characters in this name. You cannot use color codes. It has to be as it's typed out. Anything else will cause quests to bug out and will cause it to completely bug out and fail to load. So we're going to call it Kill the Giant Railwets. So once we get here, there's a whole bunch of options. Now that we've got the name, we have to do an ask message. Just a little something something so people know what's going on. So let's go. We're going to set the ask message as go to the well and kill rats for me. Finish message. Now we've got the start, basically what you want. After it's all said and done, what does it say? We have to assign the NPC. This plugin by Flying Pikachu makes it really easy. You just do that, you click on him, it comes up with his ID number, type in the number, and it is now linked to him. I could throw it in this region. I could make it region bound. You can make it be on a certain block, punch a block to do it. But in all honesty, by tying it to an NPC, you can only take it by talking to him. So what's really the point? Alright, so this is going to be an attack quest, a go kill something quest, and we'll use a bow. You can only use each item once, but the great thing is if you keep renaming the items, you can use it again and again. So we're going to you could just call it whatever you want. No one can see what you call it. And now let's set GUI to display name, which is 8. We're going to set an item. We're going to load the item from the hand. We are going to clear the extra bits of metadata, because if you leave that in there, it completely messes up the GUI. We're going to set the item. Huzzah. We are done. That is the basic. We've been over this before. If you've looked over any tutorial videos, you will see you'll have gone this far. I can make requirements for this. I'm not going to. This is the first one to a quest chain. You can make it cost money. You can make it so someone who only has so many quest points can take it. You have to have a special item that you make, permissions, etc., etc. There's so many different things. MCMMO. It's kind of really, they've come a long way. Planner. So we're going to make this every 3 days. And everything's done in seconds, so 60 seconds times 60 minutes times 24 times 3. So we're going to make it set a player cooldown for 9,200 seconds. And we are done. Rewards. I don't know what I really want to reward this right now. But my general is about... It's going to take some of your time. You could be doing jobs on the server. Really don't know what the value of money is right now. This map's only so old right now. We're still trying to rein in the economy. So we'll make it $200 just for doing it. We will give you 2 quest points for doing it. And we'll come back. I might set a taming MCMMO level. Or a key. Probably a key. I'm a big fan of them. Alright. Now that we've got the basics, we got the repeat, we've got how often people can do it, what it takes to do it, now we actually have to write it all up. So the first stage, we want to make you talk to the NPC, get it off the boss, not that I can kill him. You want to talk to him, and he is going to tell you his woes. If anybody knows me, they know I'm horrible at spelling. I use Microsoft Office for everything. So I usually come prepared for this with things I can just cut and paste. So we don't want it as a start message, because if we put this as a start message, he says something before you talk to him. So we're going to set this as the completion message, because this is what happens after you talk to him. He is going to tell you, I know, like every RPC ever has had this problem. And he's going to finish talking to you as you go on to the next stage. Now I can't put any of the things they talk about till we get there. Surprise, surprise. By the way, this was a build comp from the 1.2 map. This is the last build comp that we held. Make the next quest zone. This is Agent Disney's quest zone. But I added this well because I needed a well. So the next trigger point will be getting close to the well. So we're going to use reach location. And now I have to tell it where by clicking, by placing. Set location. We're going to add that. And I'm going to be kind. As long as you get within 8 blocks of that, you have completed that stage. We're going to call it the well. And we're going to be done. Now, we want him to continue talking, the NPC to continue giving him his story. As you take off. So we're going to do this as a start message because it'll play this before you hit the edge. It's too big. So we're going to split this into 2 messages. I cut and paste a little bit too much. So we're going to add that there. Why aren't you... there we go. And now the complete message. Because you already know you have to go down the well. And we are done here. So we're at stage 2. So this is the... Ooh, what is that? So that is the well. I like to mix some things up. Boom, boom. Oh, there we go. It's that side. So if you noticed, we've got command blocks here set to do some beautiful, beautiful things. Because there's giant rats down here, and I like to keep lore. I know this isn't a real RPG, but I like to keep a little bit of lore constantly going. Since we have a giant rat infestation, whether or not you're on the quest or not, I want there to be rats. So when you come down here, it'll make giant rats. Well, I know they're polar bears, but darn it, they're rats. So this is the bottom of the well. As you come down, you are going to... Boom. Come up. There'll be some rats. Don't worry, boys and girls, flying will be disabled in this region. And now we've got to fill this out. Like, how many rats are going to be there? What's all going to be here? We know that there's 3 that are instantly going to spawn. So we need some more rats. Because 3 rats is not an infestation. So to do this, we are going to get out of here. We are going to save this quest for now. But I'm not going to reload it because Mojo's behind me. And he's just waiting to trigger the stupid thing. And it's time to make events. So quests are all well and good, and they're powerful, and they move the storyline around, but the events are kind of like the nitty-gritty of it. So events happen during a quest. Those are the ones that I have right now. I don't want to do that. I deleted all the ones I had for this. We're going to create a new one. This is the 3rd mini event or mini dungeon. So I'm going to call this D3. This, to make life easier, this is going to tell me what it does and which one. D3 spawn 01. So these are all the things that it can do in an event. I can clear inventory, make you fail, hand you items, set up explosions, etc., etc. But the one that I'm going to be using down here is number 10, which is spawn mobs. We're going to add the mob. You don't get a lot of customization, like with the command box. Those first 3 ones should be a pain in the butt to kill. These are just going to be there. So we're going to set the mob type. We're going to set the custom name. Now in events and for customs, you can use color codes. Giant well rats. We are going to set the mob type, and I've been using polar bear. My only disappointment with this is that I can't take it off of passive. So I've got 3 that have spawned here. I know that for a fact. So we're going to need a couple colors. Let's go blue, purple, orange, and red. So I've got 3 guys here. Let's make 2 guys in here. Now you wonder why there's emeralds in here, and we'll find out. But I want a little surprise in here. So we're going to have some baby rats, or juvenile rats. Juvenile rats, yes. And let's see, we'll do another and some more juvenile rats. So I want these to form in stages. So those 3 are done. And we need to make things spawn here. So we're doing the giant rat. We're going to spawn the location right there. I have found that if you click on the block that you want it to spawn in, it kind of half buries itself and glitches into that block. So it's better to put a block down, tell it to spawn in that block, and delete the block so it lands on the ground. And we want 2 more of those right there. We're not going to give it any special loot. If I wanted to give the polar bear special loot, you can put any item in any one of these armor slots. And then when they die, they drop it. And you can set percent for each one. 1 is 100%, 0.1 is 10%, 0.01 is 1%. But we're not doing anything special. They're not going to dry any special hides or anything. I used to make junk loot on mobs. I don't think people liked it. It really served no purpose. It just made the server think too hard. But if you think things should drop flavor text loot, let me know, and I will add flavor text loot to different things. So we're done with that guy right there. We're going to add a mob. We're going to put in purple is going to be juvenile. So we need a mob name. Sticking with our color scheme, we're going to make it gray. Juvenile rats. So we've had, let's go silverfish. They're a fun mob. I keep looking at mythic mobs because you can do so much, but it's such a pain in the butt to set up. Silverfish. Do 4. So that is set up. I'm also going to make them spawn up here at the same time. Because rats, I kind of feel like they would swarm out of more than one place. Each one's different points. Sometimes tighter is better. But the things that I can make, although they have cool names, are just standard mobs. And let's face it, most people here have OP gear and magic. I really haven't taken magic away from questing. So what I have done